morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Cue, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines, Bamban Mayor Alice Guo is set to be transferred to the Correctional Institution for Women after a Pasig court upholds their conviction on human trafficking, which is punishable by life imprisonment. Former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to skip appearance before the ICC, where judges will rule on his appeal for interim release. Representative Leandro Leviste accused the DPWH of withholding its database of project proponents in the NEP, allegedly concealing budget insertions amounting to 721.83 billion pesos for 2025 and 496.97 billion pesos for 2026. 19 OFWs were affected after a massive fire swept through the public housing apartments in Hong Kong's Tai Po district, with 55 dead and 300 missing as of today. First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos took to social media to express her sentiments against former Representative Saldico's claims against her brother, saying she would rather focus on teaching law students than engage in political theatrics. Visa and the Department of Tourism have partnered to accelerate digital transformation in Philippine tourism. The collaboration aims to expand digital payment acceptance in key destinations, support small businesses, and use data insights to improve tourism planning. Colombia's Catalina Duque was crowned Miss International 2025 in Tokyo, besting 79 delegates. The Philippines' Mirna Esiguera finished fourth runner-up, extending the country's legacy of 6 previous title holders. First runner-up went to Zimbabwe, second to Bolivia, and third to Indonesia. Ateneo coach Tab Baldwin says recruiting praise from other schools is off the table. Even as the Blue Eagles revealed after missing the UAAP Season 88 playoffs, Baldwin insists the focus is on finding student athletes who fit Ateneo's system and values, considering incoming freshmen or transfers only if they align with the team's long-term goals. Today is the 28th of November, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Severe Tropical Storm Koto, formerly Verbena, is 275 kilometers north-northwest of Pag-asalan, Palawan, moving west-southwest slowly with winds of 110 kilometers per hour and gusts up to 135 kilometers per hour. Palawan will see scattered rains and thunderstorms, while northern Luzon, including Cagayan, Apayao, Kalinga, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Isabela, Quirino, and Nueva Vizcaya will have scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms. The Ilocos region, Batanes, and Car will experience rain with possible flooding and landslides, and Aurora, Quezon, Metro Manila, and the rest of the country may see isolated showers or thunderstorms. Seas are roughest in northern Luzon, 2.5 to 5 meters, and lighter elsewhere. Classes are suspended in Cagayan, Tuguegarao, Amulong, Solana, and Lingapan, Palawan. Residents are urged to stay alert and follow local advisories. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic at Balintawak Toll Plaza, approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, Bukawe Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. A stalled vehicle is occupying the rightmost lane, lane 4, at the Torres Bugalyon Bridge southbound, causing approximately 400 meters of traffic buildup. Patrol teams are on site to manage the situation. All other areas of NLEX, Azotex, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are reporting light traffic conditions. Motorists are advised to stay alert and observe traffic advisories for a safe and smooth trip. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. Dismissed Banban Mayor Alice Guo is set to be transferred to the Correctional Institute for Women after a Pasig court upheld her conviction for qualified human trafficking, a crime punishable by life imprisonment. Her legal team sought to keep her at the Pasig City Jail, citing safety and medical concerns. But the Bureau of Corrections said it is already ready to receive her upon arrival. Upon arrival, Go will undergo quarantine, medical examinations, and orientation before being moved to the maximum security camp. That facility holds inmates serving life terms under strict monitoring and controlled movement as part of standard protocol. Now, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte has signed a waiver to skip his scheduled appearance before the International Criminal Court on the 28th of November, where judges will rule on his appeal for interim release. In a signed document, Duterte formally waived his right to attend the session and authorized his legal team to represent him and hear the judgment on his appeal against the ICC pre-trial chamber's decision. The hearing will proceed before the appeals chamber, which is reviewing his bid for temporary release, while proceedings on his crimes against humanity allegations continue. Now, Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste has accused the Department of Public Works and Highways of withholding its internal database of project proponents, allegedly concealing more than 1 trillion pesos in budget insertions for 2025 and 2026. Leviste claims the database will reveal that many projects listed under the agency's planning engineers were actually proposed by politicians, contractors, and even high-ranking officials. Documents reportedly from former DPWH Undersecretary Catalina Cabral's office allegedly identify these proponents. He warned that ongoing investigations by the Independent Commission for Infrastructure and the Ombudsman may fall short unless DPWH releases the files, including details on non-allocable or leadership fund projects where proponents remain undisclosed. 19 overseas Filipino workers were safely rescued after a massive fire engulfed public housing apartments in Hong Kong's Tai Po district, the Department of Migrant Workers confirmed. DMW OWWA said one OFW whose online plea went viral is hospitalized along with her employer and employer's child. Another Filipina remains missing, reportedly with a 5-year-old child she was caring for. Philippine Consul General Romulo Victor Israel Jr. said teams are checking 7 government shelters, but no Filipinos have sought refuge so far. Hong Kong authorities reported at least 55 deaths and about 300 people still missing from the tragedy affecting thousands of families, including Filipino domestic workers. First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos says she would rather focus on teaching law students than engage in political theatrics, dismissing allegations that she meddled in agricultural price inquiries in 2022 and 2024. Former lawmaker Saldico, who faces graft complaints tied to alleged ghost flood control projects, claimed Mrs. Marcos and her brother influenced import decisions, but offered no proof. The First Lady responded on social media emphasizing that truth and evidence guide her work in law. Presidential aides labeled the accusations as baseless, noting no charges or documented links to the agricultural probe, while Mrs. Marcos highlighted her commitment to the academe. Now, Visa and the Department of Tourism have partnered to boost digital transformation across the Philippine tourism sector, enabling more seamless payments, stronger planning, and support for small businesses. Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco and Visa Southeast Asia official Bella Lai signed the agreement aiming to expand digital payment acceptance in key destinations and build digital and financial skills in tourism communities. Visa will provide data-given insights to help improve tourism planning, aligned with travelers' growing preference for cashless transactions. Tourism contributed to 8.9% to the country's GDP in 2024 and generated nearly 14% of employment. Now, Colombia's Catalina Duque won Miss International 2025 at Tokyo's Yoyogi National Gymnasium, outshining 79 delegates in the pageant's 63rd edition. The outgoing Queen Huynh Thi Tan Tuy of Vietnam passed on the crown in a ceremony celebrating elegance, poise, and cultural exchange. The Philippines' Bet Mirna Esguerra placed 4th runner-up, reinforcing the country's legacy of 6 previous title holders. Other runners-up include Yolanda Chimbrami of Zimbabwe, Paulo Guzman Sanchez of Bolivia, and Melissa Xaviera Julian of Indonesia. Catalina's victory marks a new chapter for Colombia and underscores Miss International's mission of advocacy, goodwill, and global friendship. Ateneo de Manila University coach Tab Baldwin says he will not actively pursue transfers as the Blue Eagles begin rebuilding after missing the UAAP Season 88 playoffs. Ateneo bids goodbye to seniors Josh Lazaro and one-and-done players Kimani Ladi, Dom Escobar, and Jaden Lazo. Baldwin stressed recruitment will focus on players who fit Ateneo's system and values, while opening to evaluating transfer requests for or fill foreign prospects. He rejected underhanded moves to lure athletes from other programs. The coach emphasized a long-term approach, prioritizing character, student-athlete standards, and the team's overall welfare. Now a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for balance and creativity, Scorpio. With the sun shining in Sagittarius and highlighting your money sector, your passions, talents, and personal joys take center stage. In your personal and professional life, this is a good time to move forward with an artistic project or follow your heart. Saturn's direct motion adds emphasis on what you truly want and what brings you happiness. You may need to reconcile your role or finances with hobbies or indulgences. Businesses and personal matters require prudence. Staying mindful or resource while pursuing what inspires you will help you align passion with practicality today. Katribu, did you know that on this day, November 28 in 1928, the Philippine Long-Distance Telephone Company, now known as PLDT Incorporated, was established through Act 3436 and approved by American Governor-General Henry L. Stimson? PLDT played a key role in connecting the Philippines to the world and expanding telecommunications nationwide. Over the decades, it recovered from war damages, modernized under Filipino management, and adapted to a deregulated and digital era, shaping the country's communication infrastructure and making reliable telephony and data services accessible across the archipelago. Happy 97th year, PLDT! Now, a TikTok video from @ChrisJamesGolds is going viral, racking up 56.6 million views and 11.9 million likes over everyone's favorite snowman, Olaf. In the video, an animatronic Olaf is seen roaming Disneyland Paris as part of the park's upcoming World of Frozen opening this March. The snowman looks so lifelike, fans can't help but gush over the adorable character. And that's all for now, mga katribu. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.